Hi friends, it's Courtney and welcome to the Biblio Style. If you are new here, thanks for joining me, and for my returning subscribers, I'm happy to see you all once again. So today we are going to take a deep dive into my planner. If you are an OG subscriber, then you know that planners used to be my jam right here. And I have not fallen out of love with planning. I just sort of don't feel the need to talk about it that much, mostly because I've decided what my system is, what really works for me, and what I can plan out of in terms of the types of planners that I really like. It is also One Book July. If you are in the planner or journal community, then you probably know what that is. For people who don't know, One Book July was started by some fellow YouTubers maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I'm not sure. And basically it kind of was started to get you back to the basics of planning. I mean, planning has become this billion-dollar industry, and there are lots of us who love it, who love pens and washi tape and stickers and inserts and all of that good stuff, and jump from planner to planner. I'm a planner jumper. But yeah, they chose July because it's a little bit of a quieter month for a lot of people, especially now. I don't, a lot of us don't have a whole lot of stuff to plan. But I thought, since it's One Book July, I have been in one book all year. I started out in my standard traveler's notebook and like a bullet journal style system. I jumped into rings, I think in March, I'm not sure. I will leave my last setup in the iCard above and probably link down below if you want to give it a look. And now I'm in this, so still in personal rings. This is a brand new cover. I may have tweaked my system a little bit, but it hasn't changed that much. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we can take a look and see what's going on in my planner. So this is what I am using for One Book July, but I have essentially been in one book since March. Well, actually for most of this year. At the beginning of the year, I was in my standard size, actually I think it's downstairs, but I have been in like a standard size Stalogy that I had, or I'm sorry, an A5 Stalogy that I had cut down to fit into my standard size traveler's notebook. So, and in March, with everything that has been going on and kind of the start of everything shutting down and our lives and our schedule being changed like everyone else's, I decided to move into rings. I just felt like really all over the place, and I think for me, I sometimes need the structure that I get from being in a ring-bound planner, so that's what I did. I moved back into rings, and I will link my setup in the iCard in the description box down below if you want to take a look at that. So what I am in now is a personal size ring planner. This is a Vanderspec. I bought it in a buy sell trade group on Facebook. This is the Touch Me leather. The color is Tobacco, which is this really pretty like brownish tan color. I've come to understand that I'm pretty much like, I like my covers in neutral colors. So yeah, and this is the inside. I am not much for too much decor. But you do get a variety of pockets. There are plenty of videos on YouTube that kind of go more in depth, but you get this like pocket here, and I just have some sticky notes. You get a zipper pocket here, which apparently I have some cash in. I don't use this secretarial pocket, so I just have this laser cut cardstock, and then you get a pin loop on this side. So you do get 2 pin loops. One I have my pen, one I have my mild liner. This 2020 yearly overview, the person that I bought the planner from sent this. I believe it's from Cloth and Paper, but I do really like it. So my first section is an inbox, and I printed, I made all of these dividers myself. They're nothing fancy. I printed on vellum, and then I laminated the vellum. So the first section is inbox. This is another vellum with some digital art from Etsy, and then I had been using my my yearly pullout since everything was essentially closed, and I wasn't really like scheduling things, and I just still have this in here. And then I have some inbox pages. These are a freebie from the SM Plans Facebook group. And then these are, I think they're like categorized list inserts, I believe. These are also a freebie from the SM Plans Facebook group. And then I just have like some grids with some notes. And then I have some checkbook registers from, where's this from? Peanuts Planner Co., I believe. And then I've also included the Fall Floral Notes pages from SM Plans. This is like my key for when I'm looking at my daily pages. If things are color-coded on my monthly pages, this is the code for that, which I had been doing, especially like on the yearly pullout. Not really doing that on my month on 2 pages. My next, and then this is a vellum with my initial printed on it. My next section is personal. This I have like expanded, so this is mostly like self-care and stuff that I am doing for me. This digital paper I bought on Etsy and just printed on regular printer paper because I didn't want it to be too thick. And then this is a self-care insert bundle from Jacinia Printables. So these are the ones from last month. You can kind of see what I am, or how I'm using them. So these are like habits that you want to track in the morning. She has them divided by morning, afternoon, evening, and then like a bedtime habits. I was using this box down here to track intermittent fasting, and when the days I was doing it on and the times. These are kind of self-care habits. You can see this week of June. June I like struggled a lot, like with my planner and just with life in general. I think a lot of us did. It was really a brutal month for a lot of people. And then this is where I was keeping track of my mental health. So I track my anxiety, my fatigue, and my depression. Anxiety and depression are on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being very little and 10 being the most. Fatigue, I track 1 to 5, and you can see I got confused here because I have an 8, and fatigue is only to 5, with 1 being not very tired and 5 just being exhausted. And then here is kind of a section where you can reflect on the week. This is what a blank one looks like. And I like these because in the bundle you get enough for, I think you get 5 weeks maybe. So you can use them for a month and then take them out and store them somewhere else. This was like a journaling card that you get in the bundle, and I just printed it on vellum. And then this acetate is from Michael's. It's super old. So I was also using the yearly pullout as like a symptoms tracker. So you can see that there's like a key, a color key for each symptom. So I can really just come over and make a dot with that color instead of writing out what my symptoms are, and then, or not always symptoms, but just like health tracker in general. I mean, I do track things that are bothering me health-wise. I have really bad allergies. I've been having like some back aches and some swelling in my hands, headaches, things like that. I also track my period. This is from a really old paper pad. I cut it out and then laminated it. And then I have some translucent sticky notes that are just on this like holographic cardstock from Michael's. And then here is the self-care inserts. I printed new ones out for July. So I can take the old ones out. Next in that bundle you get therapy. So I will show you, this is what a blank one looks like. So you get room to mark the date. The top part is for reflection. So if there's, you know, anything that comes up in your therapy that you want to reflect on or need to reflect on later. Sometimes, like, my therapist will say something to me and I will write it down here, just to like have those words to go back and reference. And then there's a goals section. So if there's anything, you know, specifically that you are working on in therapy, or like sometimes she gives me homework to do in between sessions. I go every other week. I can jot it down here. And then you also get journaling pages, which, I mean, are pretty self-explanatory. There's room for the date here, and then you can journal. I like that they're undated, so I don't feel obligated to do it every day. And then these are actually out of order. You get this 1 line a day insert as well. So I had done them, I think I started them, yeah, in March when I got my planner, or when I moved into rings, I should say. And I did pretty good. I just jotted down a quick note about the day. You can see I kind of fell off in April, and then I didn't do them for May or June. I want to get back into them in July. I have already messed up because it's not July 1st, but I wrote that in there yesterday. But yeah, it's fine. And then in this section, I also have a habit tracker from Annie Plans Printables. I don't have them all in here because I don't really need them. You can see I used it in March, and then I had some other way that I was like tracking stuff, so I didn't use them, but I think I keep track of things better in this insert than anything else, so I'm going back to using them. And you can see I just have like habits that I want to keep track of, and then this is where I'm moving my mental health tracking, because in these inserts where I had been tracking like my mental health stuff here, I want to track the stats from my fitness watch in here. So I moved my anxiety, depression, fatigue in here, and then just making sure that I'm completing my health log every day. So like this whole section needs to be filled out every day. My next section is calendar. Once again, I just stuck some sticky notes on here. And then that's like an old picture of my son and I. I think he was like 2 here, and he's 6 now. And then this was a freebie from Papershire Facebook group that I just laminated, and then this is just stuck on with my tape runner. So I do have, I'm back to using my month on 2 pages, just as things are opening up and we are starting to need to schedule things into the fall. I move this in here, and it's pretty functional. I do add just a tiny bit of deco, but for the most part I leave it as function. And then we get into my dailies. So I had been using for most of the spring either, let me see if I can find it. So I had been kind of going and using either like a month, let me show you, oh, I'm sorry, a week on one page with like a grid and a tracker, or this is like a week on one page with just notes on the side. This is from SM Plans. I'm not sure where this is from. I think it's from Simple and Trendy Co. Or I had been using my week on 4 pages. So you get like a weekly sort of recap section up here, and then 2 days per page. So I had been kind of bouncing around those all spring. And I finally got into my head that it's fine to use different inserts for the week depending on what's going on. Like I needed to get over my need to be in one thing for ever. It was really kind of messing with like how I was planning. So I did miss having a day per page, so I moved into these inserts from Annie Plans. They are dated. I bought the rest of the year, so each month comes as like its own book, essentially, which I really like. So this is the month of July. Each week has an overview. I opted for, oh, I'm sorry, this is my menu planning. I opted for the timed and then the grid. I think she has an untimed with a grid, and then I believe she just has like a day with like an entire grid. So there's no like timeline over here. It's just grid. And I like these because they're dated. I think at one point I had used this similar insert when I was in a traveler's notebook, and I enjoyed them. I wasn't a fan of the fonts that she used, so I am happy that she offers inserts with like the simplified font, which is perfect for me. So yeah, this is the current week. I was missing stickers. Like I haven't really been planning with stickers all year, and I was kind of missing that. So I printed some stickers and cut them and stuck it in my planner for the week, and I really like that. So yeah, I can pre-plan the weeks if I want to, and then like leave my days open, and at the end of every month I can take this entire month out and move it into my other planner. Then I just have some page flags on some acetate. This next section is for Rowan, and I switched this section up, so before it was only like health stuff, but now I'm keeping everything pertaining to him in here. So this is just a picture of him that I printed on vellum, and then these are the Annie Plans printable like kid inserts, and they look like this. So you have like the doctor visit log, and then like if they're on any medications, and then I have just some dot grid blank pages in here if there's anything like specific health wise that I want to make a note of, to maybe talk to his doctor about, or his like occupational therapist or speech therapist. I can have notes about that. And then I also included some grids so that I could add like a wish list for him. I have a book list for him. I have like a current size list. I'm not sure what I did with it. But all of his stuff can go in his section, and then I don't have to flip anywhere else to look for it. I think I'm also going to add like school stuff, if that's what we decide to do, in his section as well. We're still trying to figure out what we're doing for fall school-wise. We're waiting. Our district isn't really making an announcement about the school year and plans in terms of COVID until I think like tomorrow. So we haven't made any decisions about that. But anyway, this is called Work It. This is just my blog and YouTube section. So I have like some goals. And then these inserts I had, let me show you some blank ones. So these I was using as like my daily pages, and for whatever reason, I just I wasn't really using them. But since they're undated, I decided to use them for my blog and YouTube. It comes with a monthly overview that's undated. I can use that as my content calendar, and then I can just, so for like, there's like a weekly page, I can write like video ideas or blog ideas. I can write down analytics, all of that good stuff, and then use this.
Are we on pause that show? I don't want to watch Nathan Frank.
Then I can write down like notes for videos or links that I want to add, anything like that. If there's like points that I want to make sure that I am making in my videos, I can write them down here. And then once again, it's one full month in a book. So after the end of the month, I can take this entire thing out and add a new one. And then I just have note pages with like hashtags and pictures I want to take for Instagram, all of that good stuff. So the next section is for lists. So I have this insert also from Jacinia Printables, and it is like a book insert or a reading insert. I forget what she calls it. But you get this, so, well, I just think this bookshelf is really, really pretty. You could always add the titles of books. I think that this is the color one. I think there's one that's black and white, so you could print that out and kind of color them colors that suit you if you're not real big into pastels or whatever. So it's the title of the book, the author, and any notes. There's room for a rating and completed. So I've been, obviously, since I'm sort of shifting the focus of this channel, I've been using these. And then there's also a reading log, so you can keep track of books that you are interested in reading. And then I just have a TV series, an episode tracker, a films list, and then this is the section for my other lists. So I have like the recurring monthly task list from Peanuts Planner Co., the grocery guide from Peanuts Planner Co., a list for my husband's like planner stuff that I'm kind of interested in. And then I think this is also from Simple and Trendy Co. This is just the breakdown list of, I guess, like what I need to do in each room as I clean it, so I don't have to write it on in my planner. So if I'm saying like, oh, today's the day that I'm going to clean the master bedroom, these are all of the things that I do when I clean the master bedroom. And then just more of those floral notes because I think they're really pretty. And then I have like contacts, and then I also have passwords, and that's it for my list. And then I have this next section is projects. So these are from, I think they're from Pink Posy Designs. There was like a whole like home bundle, and this was one of the ones in it. So these are just like home project planning sheets because we're doing some things around the house. And then like I consider my Animal Crossing island to be a project, so I have some stuff I want to do there. I'm studying to become certified as a doula and to teach childbirth education classes. So this is kind of a breakdown of everything. Well, not everything, but what I need to do for my childbirth education training, and then I haven't broken down like my doula stuff yet, but I need to. And then I just have more notes pages, and then the leather flyleaf in the back, and you get all of your card slots here. I just have some sticky notes on some acetate, and then this is the big back pocket that I don't really have anything in. So this is what I am using for One Book July, and probably for the rest of the summer. I don't really see it changing very much, just because it's what's working right now, and I tend to be one that, like, if it's working, I'm just going to keep using it until it's not working. I've gotten a lot more interested in using my planner. I think with everything that is going on, I had stopped using my planner just because I was really like in my head a lot, if that makes sense. And so I don't know, it just became like a struggle to try to figure, it was like one more thing that I was trying to figure out. That was really hard for me. And so now that emotionally I'm feeling a little bit better and like steadier, it feels good to have a place where I can get all of the things out so I don't have to carry them around in my brain. And yeah, so this is my setup. I may do like a flip of my monthly pages at the end of every month, but I probably, will not be doing very many flip throughs of my planner unless or until things change, or maybe I set it up a little differently. I'm pretty happy with just like the minimal deco. I really just need dividers telling me what to go or where to go. And I'm happy. So that is it for this video. I have to go do something with the TV for my son. But if you enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.